humanity survived. Our ancestors have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight. But we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
Friends and friends to a new game. I'm Zaloff, and we're starting a new game called today EndZone, A World Apart. This playthrough is a post-apocalyptic survival city builder set in the year 2171. You start the new civilization with a group of people after a global nuclear disaster. We will be building them a new home and trying to ensure their safety and survival in a ruined world filled with constant radiation, toxic rain, sandstorms, and droughts. The backstory of the game is in 2021, a group of terrorists blew up a nuclear power plant around the world and plunged the world into chaos. Only few were able to escape into underground facilities called Endzones. 150 years later, mankind returned to the surface under your command. You must help them survive in an extremely hostile environment full of radioactivity, contaminated rain, extreme climate change. You will have to prove yourself worthy of being their leader of this new chapter in history. So let's get started. Let's grab a new game. So there are a few modes to play in. I always suggest if this is their first time playing, let's try out tutorial. But I've played this a few times just to get my hands on how this works. So we will be playing in survival mode today. The other mode is scenarios. This is where you can choose a variety of challenging scenarios with specific different goals. So let's get started in here. We are going to be doing the first playthrough in easy mode, just to try to get our bearings on everything. So let's go next. Now these maps are randomly generated. Now you can change the size of the map depending on how you want to play the game. If you want a quick game, I would suggest a small map, but we are going to go with a large map. If anyone wants to play, we will be playing with this map generation. You can also change, what's going on here. We are going to kick down the mountains to a little bit lower. There's a lot of mountains in here. All right. And let's call this... All right, let's get started. Now this game has a lot packed into it. The developer has spent lots of times adding new things, modifying, changing things. So as we play through, you will see some new things that may not have been in older YouTube videos.
This looks like a good place to settle. You know what we learned in the end zone. Basic needs come first and foremost. We have to build up a water and food supply, and then...
Alright, so let's pause right at the beginning. Let's take a look at our map. Tons and tons of lakes nearby, so we're not going to have any problems with any food or water. I hope. Let's take a look at the radiation. Of course, there's radiation nearby. We'll have to work through that. But it looks like, yeah, we'll use this water source down here. So first things first, we're going to go to our building and tools, and we are going to grab our jetty. Next, you'll need a cistern, and this is what you will be using to collect the water. And let's see if we can throw a fishing hut in here. There we go. Alright, gravel. Some roads. Alright, now that we have that set up, let's take a look. We want 2 builders for now, and we want to start gathering some resources. So, in this tab here, we have our professional tab. Settlers, what they'll do is they will take these tasks and they will do whatever the task is. So gather wood, gather scrap, gather plants, or gather all the resources. So they're going to start gathering here. Builders, of course, are going to be building these locations, and as these finish, we will add more settlers into these locations, fishery or water carrier, and that will take from the settler. So we always want at least to keep 2 or 3 here. That way we always have something going on. They also, transport resources from place to place. So that's just one of those things where you need as many of these as possible. But as we grow, we'll be able to, reallocate them as we see fit. So, all right. So next, we need to look at some recyclers. So these are what we're going to use to gather some of the materials that we need, like cloth, metal, and plastic. That is going to be necessary for us to be able to build some of these other things, like the water tower and this shelter and stuff like that. So let's put this here. Alright, so we are going to play. We're going to speed this up a little bit, but see them all run off and take care of all the trees here. And they'll be gathering the resources back here. So as they are doing that, let us plan out a little bit of what we are going to be doing. So we probably need a temporary storeroom. Put that there. As you go through, one of the things that we want to definitely work through is we need to get to the expedition station and the research station. Without that, it'd be kind of hard to get anything done. So this is getting built. Now that we have those built, let us throw 2 people here and 2 people here. Now that took out of the settlers pool, so there's only 7 there. So if we look at the task here, grab this. They've already finished this, so let's move it. Let's go here. And we are going to add someone in here, and I think let's go with plastic first. This one will be metal, and that will be cloth. And let's add another worker. And another worker. So now if you look, there's 3 in the refinery. There's only 5 settlers left. And each one of these only has 1 worker inside them. here we can have 5 here, but we only have 2 allocated to it. And that's across all of them. So if we had another cistern, there'd be a workforce that we could have of 10. And if there was only 2, they would only have 1 at each location. Fisheries the same way, where we're gonna have 4 there, and so. And the game's already yelling at me for homeless shelters. Or homeless settlers, my bad. So let us kind of move this again. Try to clear out as much of this as possible so we can keep on building. But if you see, the cloth is moving up, because every time one of the cloth, then it'll go through. And so let's do some planning. So if we look up here, we have plenty of space over here to build out, and we have plenty of space here. Lots of mountains. I could have swore we got rid of some of the mountains. And the other thing that we kind of want to look at is once we get this expedition station up and running, there's some places that, you know, once we go in and explore them, then we can salvage them later once they're 100% complete. So if we look, our water is going up and our food is going up. So if we go here, you see that we have 140 plus for that and a 30 plus for berries, mushrooms. Where's fish? Fish. Right there, 124. So we're increasing in food. So, and now that this is built, we don't have anyone does not have a shelter. So 19 out of 25. So we'll have to make some better shelters in the future, because this doesn't help increase your population. It just is a lot bigger. Everyone's so close together, so no one wants to, increase the population. But these cabins right here allows for, them to increase the population a little bit better than the other one. So let's grab a hold of this. Let's move it around here. And then let's grab some more roads. We'll go up to here, go over here, go down here. Now this game can be as long and as tedious as you want them to be, so we are just trying to do it of the game. So one of the first resources that we are going to be working with is the scrapyard. So let's grab that. And the forester's hut. So let's turn that, put it there. And of course the radiation is coming in. So we will have to deal with that sooner than later. I really don't want to, so let's grab that. One person, and we want to grab the scrap all around here. I think what we'll do is we will build our housing down here, away from everything, and we will do our industry around here and up through here. So let's grab a forester, and let's just do the forestry over here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that cut down and reforest is on, because if you just select cut down, of course they'll cut the trees really quick, but then you won't have any trees. And then as you go through, then you won't have any trees anywhere on the map, which if you want to put it in hard mode, that'd be the way to do it. So Alright, looks like we're starting to run out of storage, so let us go add another temporary storeroom. Let's add it here. Then of course this, we need to increase our storage capacity for that. And it looks like we're doing good. Now if we do have a drought coming up, so I always like filling these up all the way so that we collect as much water before this happens. That way we're not stuck. Let's add a person here and let us do next garths. And then we also need some charcoal because we will use that for filtering out any radiation and stuff like that. So we'll add that. Let's see that they finish this. So let's move this. Well, let's go this way. Let's go right there. All that stuff there. Now, if you look, we have no children right now. So what we need to do is we need to start building some of these because we will never get any children if we just stick with the shelters. So let's grab those. And then another thing you want to look at is how bad it looks. So these -8, -18. So to make those increase, what we want to do is we want to grab some of this stuff here, some decorations, and we just want to place these around a little bit. And this will help with increasing these. And notice how these keep on going up as things are built. And what we're trying to do is try to make them as happy as possible. Another way to make them happy is having more types of food, rich food, so different types of food like fish, farming, grain, you name it. Just try to make them as happy as possible. Let's get out of there. So I believe this should give this a positive number. So, alright, the drought is here, so we need to take everyone out of here, take everyone out of here, and then make sure they are still working. So let's grab this and let's go this way. Let's increase this. 5. And the drought is done already, so let's put these 2 back and 1 in there. So as I said before, we want to make sure we keep at least 2 there. Let's make that 3 just to make it a little bit. And if you notice, all the scrap around here is all nicely cleaned up now. So now we can actually grab a hold of this and we can move it. And we're going to start working on down here. And then start building out this way. Let's see, what is the next thing we kind of want to work on? Probably the workshop. And the tailor shop. And another thing we should probably do is start working on the herbal hut. So as we go through the game, what we're going to want to do is want to collect as much herbal medicine as possible so we can convert it to medicine down the line, so that if we get any diseases or plagues or anything like that, we can try to knock it out as fast as possible. So let's see, how is food? Looks to be good and water is good. Awesome. So running out of storage here, so what we want to do is we want to go to add a water tower. So let's grab that, put it there. Now the roads help them move around as fast as possible, so the more roads you build, the easier it is and the faster more efficiently they work. So looks like they're done with this. Let's move this. Very beginning, it always feels very slow. But as time goes through, then it'll pick up and... Alright, let's see. Oh, yeah, tons of herbal medicine over here. So let's collect from over there. How's radiation? Good. Gone. Alright, do we have any extra people? We don't. So let us take from here, put in there. We don't need 2 tailors, we just need 1. Let's get with charcoal mask. Now if you look, the resources are cloth and charcoal. Here it was just cloth. And then of course this one's plastic, charcoal, and cloth. So more advanced, more resources. So let us add 1 more person into here. We are already out of scraps, so let us pull from here. And then how is... Oh yeah, we look good here. So one of the other nice things is you can always upgrade this to increase how much, you know, storage this can hold and everything, and you can also increase it again. But unfortunately, we don't have any electronics, so we can't upgrade it. That is why we had 2 in that workforce. So that'll keep them protected. How much do we have? Oh, we actually have a lot. I want as much of this herbal med as possible. So, well, that'll be it today. We will come back to this at a later date. You guys have a good one.